Okay, so how you doing today, Kathy?
I'm good. How are you, Joe?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for taking time to answer a few of my questions. I kind of wanted to preface the other things that I'm curious about. I wanted to ask, can you tell me exactly what your title as set uh, d director or set
Set
designer?
decor set decorator.
Decorator. Thank you.
Decorator. Yeah.
I was trying to
It,
remember which D word it was. Which can you tell me
I
exactly
know.
what the set decorator is in charge of specifically?
Sure. We are in charge of everything that can move on and off a set. So if your room was a set, it would be all the pictures on the wall, all the furniture, the lighting, the drapery, all of that. So it's like interior decoration, but it's for sets.
So WandaVision wasn't the first Marvel project that you worked on for as a set decorator, though, because I know you also worked on Iron Man. Were those projects at all similar with them being of completely different scopes?
Well, Iron Man, was a movie and that was a long time ago. And my title on that was the buyer. So I wasn't the department head. I was like an assistant basically, but I was the only one. And I was shopping for all the elements. So that's and then the decorator, which is my title now, which on every other show is it's the department head. So you have a lot of, obviously we don't do it ourselves, but yeah, it was pretty much the same department.
So is it a little more similar than with Miss Marvel and WandaVision with those two things? Would you say that
Yeah,
that's more
I would say. Mhm. Yes,
of
because they were both the streamers. Yeah.
was there anything specifically that you can recall that you utilized on both of those sets, the WandaVision and the Miss Marvel?
Uh, Anything that I used. Uh,
That you used on both of the sets.
oh, oh, huh. That's a good one. I don't think so, but did you see anything?
I did not know.
Yeah, I don't recall anything. No, they're totally different. They're just so different. There could be a little Easter egg in there, but I can't think of one. No.
So when they initially, you obviously you've done this, and your title might change a little bit, but you have your hands in a lot of the same things when you're in this side of the movie business.
Yeah.
But with WandaVision, it's kind of a completely different force where you have a set that's being informed by decades of storytelling. Did you have to kind of refocus your view of as a set decorator on this to kind of look at it from a different time
Yeah.
period?
Yeah, I mean every show is different, of course, because the material is always different. But for WandaVision, it was a lot of research, obviously, into those sitcoms. So most of them I remembered, but we kept in my office. I had a continuous loop. I was watching those sitcoms every day, all day long, and just to kind of absorb the material and start to understand the differences between the eras and the furnishings and the colors and my staff, my buyers were younger, so they didn't really remember the shows. So it was really good for them to watch, and we would screen grab things and print it out. So it was just a whole process, of just a lot of research, a lot of research, and just to make sure that we got it right. But we
So
didn't
when you
want to copy the sets, verbatim. We tried to, it was more of a vibe, a nod to the set, as if Wanda had created it from her memory.
right now, when you did you work with anybody from that had worked on the sets of these other shows like Dick Van Dyke and things that you were
No,
writing a love
I
letter to?
no, that would have been helpful, but didn't have that opportunity. So again, it was just a lot of watching and looking at stills. Stills are helpful, but mainly just to get the so the audience knows the era, and to just to nail the furnishings and it's really important. The colors and the fabrics are really important, and wood, the style of the furniture. And we collaborated very closely with the costume department so that the clothes would look good on the furniture and they wouldn't clash, or they would be the same, that kind of thing. So yeah, we work very closely, and we have lots and lots of meetings, lots of visual effects meetings, endless.
And for you, would you say that the job on this show is harder when you have like you're constantly shuffling everything from every episode to episode? Whereas you have something like Miss Marvel where you can utilize some of the same set pieces throughout the whole entire
Yeah,
series.
I think you're right. I think that WandaVision was difficult in that sense because each episode was totally different from the one before. It was almost like my experience on American Horror Story, where each episode is different. Yeah, so but that doesn't change the shooting time or the expectation to have it there. It's very challenging because we have a short amount of time and we have a budget.
And it's cool because out of all of the Marvel shows, WandaVision is the most sitcom-y, and it kind of lends itself to set design, I think, in a really real way. Were any of the eras that you were visiting when you were working on the show specifically inspirational to you, like that of a different era of storytelling that you found kind of speaking through your work after WandaVision?
Yeah, I just always come back to the 50s set because I just like that one a lot. I think we worked the hardest on that to nail the detail. And I'm a little older, so I do have memories that yeah, it's special to me, that set. I love that one.
Is there anything that you felt like you after the show was out that you felt like would have been a nice little piece of imagery to include that you had thought about after it was too late to fit it into the series?
Hmm. That is a tricky question. I sometimes it's hard to watch something you've worked on because all you do is sit and look at some of the things you wish you would have done different, or so you have to step back and embrace the things that are good about it. But I think we're all the same. We just notice the things that we don't like or we wish we would have done different. So there might have been a few things, but I don't really want to say what they are.
Is there um are you interested in tackling that corner of the Marvel universe again, whether it be with
Oh,
Agatha or Wanda project?
sure. I think so. I would love to do a movie, a Marvel movie. That would be that would give
I
me room to expand. Maybe a
I
little more time.
I read a headline today that there's a rumor that Wanda has her own hopefully coming up, so that would be an interesting way, especially
Oh,
having started at the movie side with Iron Man. If it were to come all the way back to that, that would be really interesting.
it really would be. I know. You never know. We never know.
Hopefully that will come to fruition though, and then we'll get to see some more of the, I guess, some more of how those things would be brought to Wanda's life now that she's not in that sitcom household. How
Yeah,
she would
exactly.
be there.
I rewatched WandaVision yesterday and today, and I'm with you. I'm ready for more. I want to see what she does next.
So I guess my last question for you is onto the Marvels, which is out now. You have Miss Marvel and WandaVision, two shows that lead into the Marvels. So those are two shows that you worked on. Do you ever recognize like your set design being carried on into other projects like that? Or do you feel like it's all like fresh set decorations?
I so far no, I haven't, but I did go back and look at like the sword, some of the work that they did in the movies when we did our version of Sword and that kind of thing. So I think it's important for us to look at the previous work, but it just, we've never been asked to copy anything, so it's just original, but yeah, that'd be fun. Be curious to be, if I get the big Wanda movie, I will definitely bring something in, and it'll be an Easter egg for us.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's probably pretty much all the time that I have allowed to ask you questions. So thank you so much for indulging me,
Thank you.
and I wish you luck in the remainder of your interviews.